Welcome back to the Abundant Harvest Homestead. I'm Papa Pepper. I just went out spearfishing and I learned quite a bit. This here is a freshwater drum. This is one of Mama's favorite fish to eat right now, so I'm happy to have it. But this is going to be a twofold video. It's going to be a shorter one. I think the last one was about an hour. Last time we had 60 some fish to clean. Now I've got one. There's two more in there. I'll have Monster Truck take care of here once I'm done. But the one is becoming efficient and an asset and gaining skills. I was watching a video from Mr. Zach Bauer the other day, and he was talking about a guy helping him out with his solar. I know the guy he's talking about, and I left a comment like, man, that guy's a great resource. For anyone who knows him, he's such a blessing. And it's because with knowledge and experience and understanding, he's made himself rather valuable as far as an asset to those who know him. But he's got a lot he brings to the table. Now, cool thing is he really appreciates me because he thinks when it comes to things like this, I've got a lot to bring to the table. And I took that guy bow fishing. We got over 50 fish we sent him home with. And he had a great time with his family. So I'm gonna give you one last look at this guy. Okay, I went out spearfishing today, third time ever at the lake. My goal was to hopefully find some gar moving into the shallower water. That did not happen. And I saw two, I guess, from under the water. On my floorboard in my truck, there's a real one. I don't like this one at all. I'll have to really put an edge on it. But water clarity was ridiculous. I'll run around to my side, son. It's on the floorboards of my front seat. Water clarity was ridiculous. The only one I really saw I got a shot on was this guy, so thankfully I hit it. I got it. It's a good sized fish. It'll be some food for our family. But now I've got to change my game plan, which means I'm going to be bow fishing again, mostly at night probably. And then it's going to be time to pull out the rod and reel. And that's kind of part of what I wanted to talk about, is diversifying, gaining that skill set. I was talking with a good brother of mine last night, and he was saying, look at all the different stuff you're learning. He goes, you're pretty good with the fishing pole. And I agree, I am. I can get some fish with the fishing pole. And then he's like, but then you picked up bow fishing a couple years back, and you're pretty good with that too. I said, yeah, I'm learning that. And he goes, now you're doing really good with spear fishing. And he had also gone with us on a trip Monster Truck and I were on, where I still got to edit the video, but it's going to take a while. But it's from the Buffalo National River. We went on a 2-day trip, no food or water. Okay, that's part of gaining that skill set. And my buddy was with me on that, and I told him, we're gonna make it or break it on bait. If we can get the bait, we can get the fish. If we don't get good bait, we ain't gonna get no fish. We're gonna be a lot hungrier because all we're gonna be eating is leaves, wild edibles, flowers, things like that. So thankfully on that trip, we did good on the bait. Last night my buddy was talking to me and he goes, okay, explain to me catching gar on a fishing pole. So I gave him a rundown, and part of what I was explaining to him is just like on that trip, it's gonna be bait. Bait's where you're gonna win it. And then he was kind of pointing out like, well, that's cool that even in times of no bait, if you got a spear gun, you can do pretty good. Or if you got a bow, because he just went bow fishing himself with his son last night and shot his first fish solo. He shot a fish with me before, it was a carp, and we both hit it at the same time. But that was only his first fish. Now he finally went out by himself with his son and shot his own fish. He actually shot a freshwater drum like I'm cleaning right now. His was smaller, but that just means it's a harder target, and he did even better. So with living close to the lake, huge blessing for me. Bow fishing is an awesome blessing for me. Spear fishing, an awesome blessing for me. Being able to grab a rod and reel and go fishing with a pole, that's a good blessing too. And I learn how to do it. I know how to do these things. Then also, next time I go out, if I'm going for gar, I'm probably going jug fishing. I'll bring a pole and I'll be casting that too, but I'm gonna have a good pile of jugs out that I can have that much extra fishing going on at the same time. You know, I got all these different alternative fishing methods, and I got a video I'll link where it just shows how sometimes you can just walk down there and grab fish with your hands. And it's kind of a survival type, you know, idea. It's not always legal just to go grab a fish with your hands, but if it's do or die and you don't want to die, then you better do. And that's pretty awesome to be able to do that. Now the other thing, besides just, you know, look at that, I want to harvest fish, right? So I can catch them in nets, potentially, you know, not cast net, bait, do other things. You can catch them bare-handed. You can catch them with the spear gun, you can catch them on a rod and reel, you can catch them with jugs, you can catch them with yo-yos, you can catch them with trot lines, you can catch them with a rod and reel. You know, there's options for catching them. And then you become more effective and you can read the situation. Now that visibility is changing, next time I go spearfishing, it's probably going to be in a creek. So look at that guy. You can almost see the light through that. That's so thin. Boom. Big old fish. How cool is that, son? I got to start learning to weigh these guys too. What'd you say?
Good size.
Yeah. And then the other thing I want to talk about was taking advantage of opportunities, not people. If you're good enough at taking advantage of opportunities that present themselves, you're going to be less likely to take advantage of people. Too many people take advantage of people, and personally, I don't like it. Where you rip somebody else off so you get a good deal and you stick them with whatever. So taking advantage of opportunities, I went out hard when the suckers were running. There was probably some weeks where 4 nights out of the week I was down at the lake shooting them. There might have been a week where 5 nights out of the week, but that only lasted for about 2 weeks. And now the sucker spawn is essentially over. Whatever we harvested, we harvested. I remember a night of 27, a night of 46, a night of 101, a night of 56, and a night of 20. You know, there was a night of 7 in there too somewhere. But that's a lot of, you know, if you don't go on the night you only get 7, you won't be there on the night you could have got 100. Thankfully, I was out there doing it. Nice sized piece of meat. And cool thing, last time we cut one up, breaded it in some Zatarans and put it on a cookie sheet and froze it. So we're gonna pop them off that cookie sheet, put them in a bag. That way they're in the freezer bag, not stuck together though, so you can drop them right in a deep fryer. We'll do the same thing with this, and eventually we could have a full bag just full of freshwater drum bites. Did the same thing with some gar last time. So I'm making some gar bites in that freezer too. Filling up a bag and getting it ready for later. But that's what I did when the suckers were running. Then the carp hit pretty good. So I went out one night, we got 26, we got 1 for every letter of the alphabet. And there was a couple other times I got some. There was a day I hit 6 fish in 6 shots, then I took a couple extra shots to mess it up. You know, but the carp aren't really an active spawn anymore. They're pretty much done. And that means I missed my opportunity if I didn't take advantage of it. Thankfully, I took advantage of the opportunity so I didn't miss it. I can still get carp. They're going to be harder to come by though. And now, I went spearfishing 2 times this week. I wanted to go yesterday, I didn't go. So I waited till today. Today, visibility horrible. I got this one, and that was about it. So we'll see if it clears up again or if that's about it for the year. I've got creeks I can hit, but if I hadn't gone those days at this lake right here, I would have missed my opportunity potentially for the year. You know, you gotta be willing to do things, and part of being able to go to the lake as often as I am is why we drop the cost of living, why we find as many home-based streams of revenue as we can. So doing that stuff, but then it frees me up to be available to take advantage of situations and opportunities. And now, you know, I just had some bonding time with my daughter. and we got some extra food. I won't need to go buy that. So take advantage of opportunities, guys, and make yourself more of an asset. Diversify your skill set. Pour some knowledge into your head. I'm gonna go build a smokehouse. I'll see you later. Papa out.
Thank you for watching. Hit the like button. Thumbs up. For real.
The cow head is good?
Yeah.
That's because you know.